Okay, we're at West Edmonton Mall and we're about to go into the Serpent's Mouth, right? Most people aren't aware that we're standing in front of an Egyptian pyramid, and these are serpents that lead to the inner sanctum of a temple. And as we go up the serpent, we're offered into its mouth. And at this point, we're passing through the pillars. And we're following the serpent into the mall. At one point there was a dragon that blew fire here. And on the other side, protected by gargoyles, a wizard. And now we'll go down into the pyramid. So as we make our way to the Holy of Holies, we'll enter the pyramid. And what you see now is the ship of Columbus's fraternity, and that's the double-headed eagle mentioned in our previous videos. At one point you could get in a submarine and tour around Columbus's ship, and that's the mark of the Templar, or the Order of Malta. And that's the replica of Columbus's third ship. So who remembers their Canadian history? Columbus was a fraternity member that came here in 1492. 1493, he returned and helped with what was then the Doctrine of Discovery, where Canada and its fraternities founded this country. And I brought you to the temple today because when you enter an Egyptian temple and you travel your cubits and you take a left, you'll head in the direction of the entrance of the Holy of Holies, the intersection of the temple. And you'll see a corridor that looks like it has many floors, but most people only know the mall as 2 floors, but it has a 3rd. And we're here, the entrance of the Holy of Holies.
I know.
Really?
I always say now.
Yeah.
Paper towel.
Oh, I'm just vacuuming. For crying out loud. You guys ignore them all hours. Yeah, they're here. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but can I give you this?
Sure.
This is a Treaty 6 flag,
Amazing.
and we're on Treaty 6 Iron.
Yes, we are.
And if we had those flying on our flagpoles, because that's what formed the country, is those treaties.
Yes, right.
And they should be on above the Canadian flag. We would be rolling in reconciliation,
Absolutely.
but we're behind and nobody even knows the 94 calls to action.
Yeah.
So maybe as leaders in a community, the management could start to recognize
We do.
where they are.
We do.
But
Definitely.
more than the acknowledgement, and play an actionable role
Right.
by displaying it.
I'll put it in my office.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, how did you enjoy the tour of West Edmonton Mall? A little different than you thought. Well, West Edmonton Mall was built by Mall America, and that's a U.S. company sitting on Treaty 6 territory. So we start to recognize who these corporations are, their affiliations, and we open the door to actionable truth and reconciliation. This is the Angry Nomad, over and out.